So, hello. Today is one of those days when nothing goes well. Or is it? I decided to make it a little bit better and just talk a little to camera because it's been at least a couple of days and I've missed it so much. So, I've been a bit chaotic, a bit all over the place, trying to catch up with everything as always, which basically looks like a drowning person trying to catch some air. It's I think I have a tendency of just overloading myself with all possible duties, and not just duties but just like personal projects and ideas and everything, and my notes just make no sense. I mean, because I wasn't sure what I wanted to talk about today, so I looked at my notes that I sometimes randomly, that's the thing, I randomly leave them in any available piece of paper and or on my iPhone in the notes. But the problem is that sometimes I don't make a new notes, a new note. So I have, for example, some Italian words, and then I have a grocery list, and then I have my dream, and then I have some new ideas for the videos. I'm not the best organized person, but I am trying. I am doing my best. So in my better days, it might seem like I'm quite organized. I make a good impression for that, but as soon as you spend a little bit more time with me, you realize that I am a creature of chaos. And I have no idea what to talk about today. So how about let's attack some easy subject here. I have actually a couple of ideas already as I was talking. Let me first share something with you. So, so yesterday I had a really nice day in Sintra. Yes, visiting that magical place everybody told me about. Which was fantastic, absolutely won my heart, but I can't remember when was last time I agreed to queue up for tickets for anything. But once, I've arrived, I've seen the queue, and my whole body was just, no, exit. I hate queues. And I do not queue for anything. There's no such thing in this world worth queuing for. Okay, there is a few. That was one of them, and I decided, okay, no, Alex, we've come here. This is the day. It was this week's mission. You were supposed to go there. Stop. Don't be a coward. They're just people. It's okay. Anyway, so I got my ticket, and then I started wandering around, and my friend said, oh, but you can always, it looks like a big place, you can always go in the corner of the garden and just kind of chill by yourself. No, there is no such thing as a corner of the garden that wasn't already infested by bloodthirsty tourists. It was just packed. It was not possible to take one picture. And by the way, I shall post all the useful links down below, as they say. I really like down below in so many ways. But anyway, down below there will be the important stuff, as it usually happens. So you know what the hell I'm talking about, if you don't know already, because Sintra is this magical place everybody told me about. So, honestly, yeah, that's why I don't do travel. Well, I kind of am, but that's why I don't. Anyway, scrap that. So, best travel blog ever. So I've been to that place, and yeah. So Google it. So anyway, let me go back to my track. So I was really pissed off because it was everything. It was loud speaking, obnoxious people with children screaming. You couldn't take one picture without a human obstructing your view. And that kind of obviously took the magic out of the place. I was almost feeling sad for this place. It's just, imagine something sacred, and I feel like this in many places which are. What was that sound? That's an exotic bird. Oh, okay. So I feel like that in many places that are, very magical, very just kind of, they're just a monument of beauty and power and magic and all sorts of things that are very close to my heart. And then you see this parade of people who, unless you point things out to them, they will not look beyond. And it's sad. It saddens me for the place, and it saddens me for the people who just kind of mindlessly go. And sometimes I just wonder why people spend money on travels and on going somewhere. Why they even bother going somewhere? Just to kind of follow some some instructions, as if they weren't following instructions every bloody day already. And holidays wasn't maybe an opportunity to do something different, so. And that's what happens, but then when the place is becomes popular, then every fucking body goes there. And I don't know, I have a very, on one hand, who am I to say that, I'm a traveler, so I'm kind of, I'm doing the same, right? And I was there and I was feeling like, fuck, I'm just the same, what is that I'm doing different? But I was thinking about it, and a friend told me, like, no, you're not a tourist, you're a traveler, this is different. And I wonder how, where do you draw the line? Because, and I thought that, I was gonna say that it's a bit like a difference between a mindless one night stand and a deep connection with someone. It's you kind of I see tourists as someone who goes to a place and tries to exploit it, and the question is, what can I get here? What is there for me? And a lot of that is still just kind of like a lot of people just want to be able to say that they've been somewhere, that they take a selfie, for their Instagram, like all these kind of articles of Insta-worthy places and locations, and then you see this fucking, parade, like a queue for a place for Insta-worthy pictures, and you see all the influencers there. It's just kind of just pathetic. And then there is a pathetic chord in me that kind of strikes and says like, oh, but I want a picture as well. I want to have an Insta-worthy picture. There's a lot to be said about that. There was an entire article of one of those very deep and that's a surface of my surface. Hang on. No, that's not a surface. Sorry, that's my laptop. Just feels nice. So an article, they were mentioning something about a certain kind of image on Instagram that goes, people just repeat it. It's just like an insta meme, really, rather than photography, but it's catchy. Like memes, things are catchy, and everybody wants a picture with like out of the tent looking out to the mountains with your mug of coffee or whatever, or on the, I don't know, pretending you're holding someone's hand and shit like that. Anyway, so yes, tourist creature, looks to take, looks to exploit, and leaves, and very often is disrespectful and kind of obnoxious, loud, and has no much interest in knowing the culture or anything about the place, more like seeing whether the place is adapted for them. So, and a traveler, I think traveler is someone who does the opposite, who goes, who explores. First of all, it's a drive. It's something that you can't, you just, despite of yourself, in spite of yourself sometimes, and you have to do, like any other passion that is just when you breathe it's something that you have to do regardless of circumstances, and the main thing is to know. I think the main thing that drives a traveler is a curiosity, of difference, of something that is unknown, that sometimes it's a bit scary, and a shift of perspective. You don't go there to be the same as you were before leaving. Here I kind of touch upon my whole philosophy of what it means for me to travel, and why is it important, and why I just keep moving from place to place, and what is this that drives me, and what is the meaning of that, not just on a kind of mundane level, but also very inner and very spiritual level. It's for me it's almost the same thing. The travel that you do in on the outside, the things that you look for out there, you also look for in yourself, and it's good to be aware of that, and then it kind of makes the whole journey complete, a whole. So that's the difference, and the difference is also in the service, I think, and in the question of why am I here? What am I bringing here? What am I here to learn? Because I always believe that there is a reason why I end up in some places. Nothing is really just completely random without, if you believe in I don't believe in a complete randomness of things. So I think I try to, of course I'm in a position where I can, not always, but I can travel a lot with kind of with certain freedom, where I can often just trust the fate, the fortune, whatever you'd like to call it, and decide and let myself be guided, or let myself be thrown into places that I wasn't planning to. So that becomes a kind of a game, and kind of a magical, what have I done? Kind of a magical, hang on. Okay, everything's under control. A magical act on its own, a magical journey. Everything is a part of a journey, and you are a kind of a vessel for that journey. If that makes sense, I hope it does. So well, I hope I can be as much of a traveler and as little of a tourist as I can. And tell me what you think about that as well. What's the difference between a tourist and a traveler? And what can we do to be better travelers? Because sometimes it does, it does. I have this kind of feelings, that maybe like I hate the thought that I am the part of this business that, the business that turns cities into Airbnb hubs, and on one hand, people live out of tourism, so to take it away from them is also kind of, it's not something I'd like to do. But I don't know. There must be. I think there should be always. We should always seek out, like with everything, like with basically our planet becoming smaller and smaller, and we are. Well, what was I trying to say? And we being kind of a like a disease spreading and causing chaos, basically in nature. I think we have a responsibility to make more aware choices, and that includes everything pretty much. And I know that it's not that straightforward, but as tourism is a massive business, as we constantly travel, constantly use the communication, the transport, we spend money, and okay, this is a lot to handle. I don't know what to do. I spend too much time thinking about that stuff, and sometimes I just don't know what is the best thing to do in all these situations. But I know that there are things that I'm not indifferent to, and I don't think that we should be. Even when I don't hate civilization. I don't hate humans. I don't hate myself, and I don't hate technology development, all these things. But I think that we should be asking ourselves uncomfortable questions, because this is where it starts. Without the question, there is nothing. Without awareness, and then let's see what we can do. Anyway, so yes, as I was reading somewhere recently, this is a channel of questions, not answers. so please bear with me, and I shall return to the video very soon. And I haven't even finished my thought, but that's okay. There's going to be next time. So take care, and I see you soon.